Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to my channel. My name is Jennifer Diamond, and I live a whole food, plant-exclusive, sos-free, gluten-free lifestyle for health and well-being. And today I wanted to bring you along while I make a raw butternut squash soup. Let's go. So I have this butternut squash and I really need to do something with it, and so I decided, you know what, I was going to make a raw soup and I'm going to use the Vitamix, and so I'm going to add a couple other things in it. And so anyways, let's get going with it. So the first thing I want to do is show you this carrot, and I'm going to go ahead and slice up the carrot. We want just to get a small amount of the carrots. I have seasonings and everything already on the board because I just was getting excited about putting it all together. The thing with the carrot is I don't peel my carrots. Whoops, I just wash them. And of course I'll cut off the tip here. I really have to move this beautiful zucchini. Wait till we talk about that. And you know, this is good for compost or veggie broth, which is what I like. I like to take the little ends off. And then you can just cut it up a little bit. You don't really have to cut it up too much, but you will want to have a high-speed blender because you want it to be able to handle it. And so the motor should be a strong motor. And there are several out there. I personally have the Vitamix. If you're not familiar with the Vitamix, I'll link it in the description below and you can check that out. And some people have, there's all kinds of other ones too. I have friends that have other ones that they really like too. Going blank as to the name of some of the ones that people that I know have. But anyways, here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and put the carrots in a bowl. So that's taken care of. Now, check out this zucchini, right? I know, this is a butternut squash soup, but I haven't really spoken about the butternut squash yet. I just have the end here. This was where the flower was. This was attached. I got this at a farmer's market, and my goodness, isn't this gigantic? And so you can see right here in my hand is just the remainder of what used to be the flower. And so anyways, we're going to use part of this zucchini. I'm just going to go ahead and cut a bit of that off and check it out. Ah, so fun. Wow. So I will add this over there. Let's move these over here. So if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and then you'll be notified when I go live or post new videos. And please consider giving this a thumbs up, or don't consider it, go ahead. Can you hit it? I really appreciate it. It really helps me spread the word and grow my channel, and I appreciate it. If you are already subscribed, oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate all the support, and I just want to let you know that I do think about you guys, and I do appreciate it. So have you made butternut squash before? Have you put any of these different ingredients in it? And have you made it raw? Leave a comment and let's chat about it. Because I've made butternut squash soup before, but I usually cook it. And so this is going to be a little bit interesting and different. Now with the zucchini, I'm leaving the skin on. And with the smaller, you know, more standard size zucchinis, you know, you can use any of those, the smaller ones. You don't have to have one like this. This just happens to be what they had when I went to the store. And you could even use any kind of squash, really, crooked neck squash or the yellow squash. You just want a light color. So I'm going to go ahead and measure some of this. I might have more than I wanted. Yep, I do, and that's okay. You know who's going to enjoy it? Remy. Remy really does. He loves it. So here we go. Bam. So for now, I'm just going to move this out of the way, and Look at, I have so much zucchini left over, but I have other plans. I'm gonna make something else with this, obviously, but I'm gonna put it aside for now. And here we go, the butternut squash. It's time. So I'm gonna go ahead and just cut it. Now, that's kind of cutting pretty quickly here. Well, I'm actually just gonna cut part of it. I like, to cut off there's like a little bad piece on there. Oh, that's okay. I like to take the skin off sometimes, but you don't have to. You can certainly leave it on. I'm gonna go ahead and peel this, and so let's do that together. Usually, I peel it before I cut it, but this time I got excited, so I'm doing it backwards, and it's not as easy, so I recommend that you peel it first. The reason I kind of did this was because I was, I'm making a small batch. You could certainly double this, but I thought that I wouldn't be using the entire thing. Maybe I should just double it because I have so much extra, but let's just continue on where we're at for now. Okay, and so I'm just gonna cut it up. There's no right or wrong way. I just wanna make sure that when I stick it in my blender, that it doesn't and that it gets a little extra help. Boy, I'm having trouble talking today. The next thing we're gonna add is a red bell pepper. Yes, red bell pepper is so great, and I recently learned that it is full of vitamin C. So did you know that? I always think of vitamin C as citrus, but no. I recently did a video on iron, and it was alive. If you haven't seen it or checked it out and it's of interest, I'll link it above. I talk about vitamin C in that video, and so you can tune into it. It is a replay. Okay, so we're just gonna cut this up. Look at that, so pretty. There we go. And just like that, I'm gonna add it to the bowl. Okay, so you see I have some extra stuff. That's why it's gonna be really easy if you wanted to double the recipe. But for now, I'm just gonna set that aside so that we have a little bit more room. And let's talk about the last bits of ingredients that we have. So you saw what we have in here. We have the carrots, we have the butternut squash, some zucchini, and red bell pepper. Yum. And then what we're gonna do is we are gonna add some other things here. We've got one dried apricot. We've got some sun-dried tomato and a piece of fresh garlic. So we're gonna have that together. And then we have some tomatoes and some tomato paste, along with a bunch of seasonings. And what we have in here in spices is actually we have white chia seeds, but we have paprika, we have garlic, we have onion powder, garlic powder and onion powder, black pepper, and some turmeric, as well as a tad of cayenne, if you're daring. So, and if you need some extra sweetness, you can add an extra, you can add a date if you want, but we're just gonna use the apricot, and I think that'll be great. And so let me go ahead and grab it. That's it, we just gotta blend it up and add some water. Okay, so here it is, my Vitamix, and I guess I go ahead and plug it in. I started wearing these. Isn't this great? Now, these are to protect my ears from the very loud motor so that I don't damage my eardrums. But I can still hear, and so I will still be able to do a dance party. But for now, let's go ahead and add everything in here. So we're gonna go ahead and just plop this in. Whoa, whoops, jumper. There we go. We're gonna add these guys here that we already spoke about. I'm gonna go ahead and add some tomatoes, just a little bit there, and the tomato paste. If I can get that off there, there we go. Oh, you know, one other thing that I forgot to mention when we spoke about the spices is I actually also put in a little bit of dulse. Dulse is, well, this one is applewood smoked, and these are sea vegetables, and they're great for me because I like to get some iodine to help with my thyroid function, and so that's actually the other thing in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour all of that in there. And I have some warm water. Now whoa. Let's start with that. I just spilled everywhere. The thing about soup that's raw, it's kind of interesting because when we think of soup, we think of hot, right? But there's gazpacho and different soups that you can make in a vegan way. And they are cold soups. But this one is going to be a warm blended soup. So I have warm water. And how do you make it raw if it's warm? Well, you keep it below 115 degrees. So you can, you know, if you want to put room temperature water in, that's fine. But if, you know, make sure to keep the temperature below the 115 and you'll be good. And then that's it. So let me get started and see how this works out. Oh my gosh, doesn't this look great? So let me get my gear on. Now I'm talking, I wonder if my voice is the same because I can still hear, but we tend to talk louder sometimes, right? And anyways, it's a good idea to do the best you can to keep your hearing as long as you can. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it down. Hold on. You know what I was thinking? That I don't want to put it on hot soup because that's not going to be raw. So I'm just going to put it on the temperature, the numbers on the side here, and just blend until it's creamy. Okay, so I just want to turn this off. Well, I'll just take it off instead. And let's check the consistency. If it's too thick, we can add some more water. And if not, then this is perfect. Also, I want to make sure that it's nice and creamy and check the flavor as well. And so far, it smells really good. Yum. I want to scrape down even just the little bits. And let's see. I love this. Have you guys tried this? This is this little scraper thing that I got at Vitamix, and I will link it in the description. I love this one, this spatula, because it gets under the blade when you're emptying it, but it's also really good in the NutriBullet and other places where you want to just scrape down the sides. And so, anyways, that's what works for me. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me get a spoon. Let's do a little taste test and also see about the creaminess. So it is a little on the thicker side. I might add a little water, a little more water, I should say. It's got a little kick because I added the cayenne, and it is a very mild soup. So the way that I did it, it isn't super sweet. So if you want it sweeter, then I would say maybe even add another apricot or an additional medjool date. But I think I'm just going to add a little bit more water because it's quite thick. And so, all right, let's do it one more time. Come on, come on. Everybody, get your blenders and your earwear up, and let's go. So, I think what I'm going to do now is just plate it, and we can talk about things that we can put on top of the soup to serve it. Let me just move this out of the way. All right, so before we pour this in, and it does feel warm, not hot, just warm, nice and blended. Before we do that, I am going to take some herbs. Right now I happen to have basil and cilantro, and I think I'm going to use the basil, but you could certainly use the cilantro. I'm just going to take a couple pieces of fresh basil. I love keeping it in this herb keeper. I can put water in it. It's kind of like a planter, sort of, and it's really, really great at keeping my herbs fresh. And then I'm just going to give it a little choppy chop. Now, another thing that I could add, if I wanted to, would be some pumpkin seeds. And so I do have some pumpkin seeds here, so let me grab some of those. Along with, I have some radish shoots right now. And they're just kind of like, not a microgreen, but you can see I'm almost out of them. So these are some of the things that I like to put on top of my soup. And you can do whatever you want. You could even do some sliced up tomato if you still had some tomato. And I like the different little colored ones. So you could do that, or you can add some more red bell pepper if you wanted to do that. Anything really will work. So you'll just decide. Okay, and here we go. Okay, so let's pour it. Wow, nice and thick. See, you can see how thick it is. So you can decide if you want it thicker or not. This probably do two medium servings or one large. And so now you know if you wanted to double the recipe, how much more you would have. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just do this. Da, 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 da. You know what might even be good? I don't know. I kind of feel like, would adding cinnamon be kind of good on this? I can't decide. I might just try that. But I am going to put a couple little pumpkin seeds on top. And then, you don't have to do all of this. You don't have to do any of it. But I just really like decorating my plate. And so I'm just going to spread some of these radish shoots around. I like these so much because they're the different colors. Look at that. Can you see? They're like kind of pinkish purple at the end, and then they go into the green. And so I like to mix it up to make sure that I get different nutrients and different vitamins within my body. So you know what? I am going to grab some cinnamon. I think it will be fun. It wasn't originally the plan, so I will taste it first without it, and then we'll try it. Here we go. Look at this. Are you guys ready? What do you think? Ah, looks so good. All right, here we go. Man, I really do like it. Okay, it's very mild at the front. And then I'm tasting a little bit of the cayenne. Now, I did not put hardly any cayenne. And you know what? You could use some serrano pepper or fresh jalapeno if you like a kick. But you don't need it. Okay, so just for fun, because we said we would, I am going to take another bite. And I'm just going to off here. Whoa! That's why I wanted to do it off there. Oh my goodness, that is a lot of cinnamon. So let's get creative. I'm gonna just do another bite and just do half of this because I did so much. Here we go. Interesting. No, I don't think so. You try it, let me know. I think we're good without it. Skip that. Let's just go with how it is. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for tuning in for me to make a real quick, simple soup that's raw, nutritious, and colorful. So don't forget, we are going to be adding a green salad to this. Don't forget to eat your greens and give plants a chance. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care. We'll see you when? We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Oh my gosh, I know we just said goodbye, but I had to jump back on real quick because you know what? I thought about two other things that would be fantastic on this soup. One is apple. I had some leftover apple and I just thought, you know, that might be really nice. So I just wanted to show you that. Another thing you could top it with is little tiny bits of apple. Look at this, look at this. Right there with the pumpkin seeds. Isn't that cute? Just like this. Or you could add some avocado, and you don't need very much, and you don't need to do all of these. You could pick one or two or a few, or you can do all. The idea is just to be creative, and I think I'm going to do it like this. Another thing is that the water does kind of separate, and so as you're eating it, you might want to kind of mix it up. And here we go. All right, I'm gonna for real let you go, but just until next time, okay? Hopefully you'll try this soup. Bye for now again. Okay.